welcome back to the Odd Show, a new season of the Odd Show, 22-23 season, and we'll look and try and find a little bit of value on an upcoming City game this season. Obviously, we'll look at what hopes are with the bookies for City's title hopes this season. Yeah, very interesting this season. Are you confident? I'm fairly confident this season. I did have us down for winning it last season, so let's see how it goes this season. So we're going to have a look today. Start it off with a look at the Community Shield, of course, Liverpool versus City. I'm recording this on Wednesday, timescale wise and stuff. I've got to do it on the Wednesday to get it out on the Thursday. So all these prices are at the 27th of July, 1 p.m. UK time. I wouldn't have minded watching or having a quick check out of Liverpool's last friendly, which unfortunately takes place Wednesday evening. I wouldn't have minded watching, well, not watching, but taking some judgment on that as well. But obviously with time scales, I can't do that. So we're going to do that. We'll have a look at what we've got, what information we've got. Just before we go into a little bit more detail on Liverpool and City, please check out my preview show, which will be out on Friday of the Community Shield, which is full details. This is just like a sort of brief summary for what my decisions are with the bets and bets I fancy and stuff like that. So check out my preview show on Friday, which goes into far more detail. I'll give you my starting 11 today. And as I say, it's obviously there are bases for that. Just check out my preview show to see what it is. Right, let's have a look at the odds, please. When the fun stops, stop and always be gamble aware, of course. And never, if it's not fun, don't do it, guys. It's as simple as that. Right, just have a look to win the league. Yes, to win the league, the major exchanges, you can get 4-6 on City, so 4-6 on favourites. If you go to the bookies, obviously you've got to pay commission on that, unless you're like me with this. A couple of the exchanges, I don't pay commission, but but if you get 8-13 on Bet365 and Hills and Bet Victor, you can get all 8-13 on for City. The second favourites, as you'd expect, to Liverpool. You can get 3-1 on the exchanges and 5-2 with the bookies. So yeah, City are firm favourites. Would I be tempted at that? No, I wouldn't have minded a little bit of 10-11, something like that. But 4-6, it's a bit mean, and 8-13 is definitely mean. The others, just for information, not given much of a chance. Spurs are 14-1. They're the third favourites. Chelsea generally 16-1. Yeah, I've only mentioned a price. I don't mention a specific bookmaker. It's just generally available. United 28-1. There'll be a few United fans piling on that. They're always confident. And certainly some of the ones I know anyway. They're already saying, "Oh, Mr. Ten Hag, whatever he's called, he's got to do it this season." But there you go. Arsenal 40-1. That's an interesting one. But yeah, Spurs third favourites. Who'd have thunk it over Chelsea? The Community Shield. Let's have a quick look at that. Yeah, my starting 11, as I said, I'll summarise. He wasn't over the top with substitutions over in the US, and I feel that those three guys that were missing from the tour, Stones, Gundogan and Foden, probably won't start this Community Shield. A pinch, I think Foden might, but I think Pep will stick with what he's used. I think Pep will stick with what he's got. He's got a reasonably full squad apart from Laporte. I think he's still nursing his injury. I'm not too sure how close he is to playing. But I don't expect any of these youngsters particularly to start in this Community Shield. I think Pep will go fairly strong. I don't think there'll be any changes. Of the guys in the US, possibly Wilson Esbrand might have a chance, but I still think he'll go fairly strong. And with no Cucurella, obviously that's still up in the air. We're just left with Walker and Cancelo as out and out fullbacks, which is a bit worrying. Some people are saying don't worry. I do worry with that, but but I'm sure Pep's not going to worry about. He's going to start a team that's in his mind for the West Ham game, even though it's over a week away. I don't think he's going to make that many changes. So it should be a strong team on paper. Think back to last season, Leicester City in the Community Shield. He started Stefan in goal. I don't think there's cat and else chance they'll start Ortega in goal for this. I'm sure Ederson will start. He might surprise me. I might be totally wrong and get all this wrong, but I just think Ederson will start this game. I just can't see Ortega. I mean, the problem last season, of course, was he was having players coming back from international duty in dribs and drabs, so he didn't really have such a choice as he's got this season. And whether he says it likes it or not, he doesn't mind the Community Shield. He probably puts more emphasis on that than he does on FA Cup semi-final sometimes. That's just Pep's way. It's the start of the season. Play your best team. Try and get a so-called trophy in the cabinet. Although obviously the jury's, it's not really a trophy, is it? It's just a glorified friendly. It certainly is if we get beat anyway. That's for sure. So I do expect Pep to go strong without the trio I've already mentioned. So my starting 11, I don't think there'll be a raft of subs in the game unless someone sort of starts knocking the ball. If it goes 2-3-4-0 for someone, I can expect a lot of substitutes, but certainly not if it's a tight game. So my starting 11, Ederson, Walker, Diaz, Aki, Cancelo, Rodri, Bernardo, KDB, Grealish, Alvarez, and Mahrez. Yeah, I just think that if it gets 8 of that, I'll be happy, but I think he'll go strong. So based on that, let's have a look at what the bookies are doing. What chances are they giving? Us? Well, if you certainly think about in general, I expect him to tread carefully with Haaland. I've not included Haaland in that team, as you can see, but obviously had a few injuries last year, didn't he? So obviously the bookies are going to like him for scoring goals, of course. But I don't think he'll start this game. Whether he'll come on or not, possibility. And I don't expect a raft of goals. Although I'm looking at some of the sites, a lot of people do. I tend to be the odd one out on that. I just don't expect a raft of goals. I mean, when I say that, I mean I can foresee another 2-2, which both league games ended up last season. But I don't think it'll be 3-4-5 thing. But we'll see. I'm going against the grain with that, really. I don't think either manager will want to lose it. I think it'll be a bit more cagey than I perhaps think, or most people are hoping. It'll be a sort of open thing, but I think it'll be a bit more cagey unless someone scores early, of course. I do expect Liverpool to be slightly better prepared, which strangely enough, but from what I've seen of City, we look fairly ready for this. And I certainly, after that Club America game, I was a little bit, not despondent, but a bit hesitant. But after that Bayern Munich game, yeah, defensively, we've got a lot of stuff to do. But yeah, I think we're fairly ready for this. And I think if you look at this match, you look at the league as it is. I mean, the league itself, it's there as far as the bookies are concerned. It's there for City to lose. Obviously, this is a one-off, but still, the bookies are favouring City. The effect of the break in the season will be interesting, of course. Personally, if City don't go into the break on top, I'll be a little bit disappointed. Right, on to the match, on to the Community Shield match itself. The match odds, City are 6-4 against. Always worth a look if City are odds against. That's not a bad price if you fancy that. The draw is 7-4. Again, interesting. That was in Bet365. Always a possibility when we meet Liverpool. In fact, I think over the last 5 years, they do have a slightly better record over us. Considering we've lifted the title 4 times, it's a bit odd, but that's just how it pans out. But I think we're unbeaten in the last 6, apart from that silly FA Cup game. Liverpool 5-2 to win the match, so that's definitely a puntable price for Liverpool fans to kick on with. To lift the trophy, so ignoring penalties, stuff like that. City are 4-5 with 365. Liverpool are generally evens. I might have been tempted at 10-11, say, on City, or 4-5. 4-5 for me is a bit mean. I might have been tempted just a little bit more closer to evens, but 4-5. It's still okay, but I say just to win the trophy, because I'm not surprised if this goes to penalties or anything like that. So that brings us to the first goal scorers. As you'd expect, Haaland's 9-2. You can get 9-2 with Sky. That's the best you can get. Salah's 11-2 with Sky. All the other bookies are shorter than that. But I don't think Haaland will start. So for me, as far as City are concerned, I fancy KDB or Alvarez are my favourites. And you can get 10-1 on KDB and 13-2 on Alvarez with that Bet365. So they're my 2 favourites. For Liverpool, yes, Salah, of course. And Núñez, all right. We have a bit of fun. There's a bit of fun. A lot of videos going of him missing shots and doing things. But hey, he knocked in 4 the other night. And all right, was it Salzburg? RB Salzburg. Not the worst team. Or is it Leipzig? I get mixed up. I think it might be Leipzig. I think they play Salzburg tonight. They're not the worst team in the world. So that was not bad going. So yeah, I mean, new boy Núñez, I think isn't a bad price for them at 13-2. That's not a bad price at all. I'd say Salah, of course, but Núñez at 13-2. And Salah's the same price as well. So either or with them two. A bit of Dutching for the Liverpool fans will be all right. And that brings us, of course, to anytime goal scorer. And Sky have got 15-8 on Salah, anytime goal scorer. Very interesting. Nunes 9-4, even better. So again, very interesting. And if you look at my two guys, Alvarez and KDB, 2-1, bet 365, a price I normally like, and KDB 10-3, 10-3 against for KDB. And if he's released, if we he gets more released as he has been doing in pre-season or the first couple of games, why shouldn't he be scoring? Half-time, full-time. I fancy a stalemate at half-time. I don't fancy one of the teams going in. So a draw half-time, a draw full-time, straight to penalties. I don't think there'll be injury time. I'm sure it's straight to penalties. That's 9-2. A draw at half-time and City to win is 11-2. Again, tempting. And a draw at half-time, Liverpool to win is 13-2. And the correct scores, 90 minutes. I do doubt it's going to be a 0-0. As I said, a lot of people expecting at least... a 2-2 draw for this one, which is in line with last season, as we said, and obviously the 3-2 in the FA Cup as well. But I think an early, 0-0 is possible, but obviously an early goal may change that. If one team or the other scores an early goal, it'll throw everything into the mix. So if you look at the prices for the scores, I've just gone up to 2-2. 2-2 is 14-1 with Hills. So that's not a bad little price. If you fancy, it's going to be tight. A 1-1 is 11-2. A 2-1 to City is 17-2 with Bet 365. A 2-1 to Liverpool, say it could go either way. A 10-1, generally 10-1. So as I said, I didn't really look at any of the other scores. I can't see one of the teams. I'd love us to beat Stuffham 5-0 or something like that, but I just can't see it happening on Saturday. Handicap-wise, interesting. If you put +1 for City to win, as I said, if this ends as a draw and you +1 for City, 2-5 on, nothing wrong with that. Liverpool +1, 1-2 on, again, nothing wrong with that. Neither of those are bad with a draw as a definite possibility. There we go. General opinion, as I say, is for goals. So not bad value, under 2.5, which I said, if it is a tight game, that's even, so that's worth a look. But look at these two. I mean, the over 2.5 is 4-5. Could be a possibility. Could be a shoe in that, couldn't it? Over 2.5 goals, so 3 goals in the game, 4-5. And over 3.5, so if you do go for a 2-2, 2-1. I wouldn't put anyone off doing that. Both teams to score. Again, the sort of general feeling around and about is that, yes, both teams will score. And you can get 4-6 is the best price with 365. But if you're going for a no, if there's going to be a shutout, again, it's there, possible. It could be a 0-0. 11-8 with Bet Victor. Again, they're just enough to be tempting. That certainly wouldn't surprise me. So there you go. On to finally just having a quick look at the winning margin. Yeah, as I say, I don't think any of these two are going to win by 2 or 3 or 4 goals. I think it's going to be a 1-goal winning margin. I said I'll be happy if it's not, and it's 4-goal winning margin, a 5 for City. But 10-3 for a 1-goal City winning margin. That's not bad. And Liverpool very close to that, 7-2 as well. So some interesting prices. Very difficult to say, as I say, and it's difficult. I wouldn't have minded just seeing how Liverpool go on in this last friendly. And as I said, they do have the advantage. They played a few more friendlies than City, but as I said, what I saw against Bayern Munich, who themselves had played a couple, it wasn't their first either by a long way. So, what I saw going forward, excellent. Perhaps could have done a little bit better, scored a couple of more goals. But, I think City are ready for this, but I think Liverpool will be as well. And I think both. Klopp's never won it. He's never won the Community Shield. He'd be keen to do it. He'd be keen to win it. And Pep will be happy. He don't like losing. Both of them will put a brave face on if they get beat. But so it should be an interesting game. I'll be there. If you're there and you see me, come and say hello. Say I'm SK3, is it? I think I'm in or something like that. Some postcode anyway I'm in. So come and say hello. And of course, I'll be back on Sunday with the match report and the player ratings. And please check out my preview on the City Liverpool. I'll go into a bit more detail on what I expect and what I don't expect. Anyway, hope you enjoy that. Let me know your bets, guys. Let me know what you're having a little flutter on. An interesting one, as I say. It's always, when it's a tight game like this, there's usually a bit more value on City than we get in some of the games, obviously. But we'll see how it pans out. We'll start seeing how the season goes. And seeing if that odds on is fair enough, or how long it lasts. It might, within a month, it might be odds against, as it was last season. Because last season, because of the start, it all started looking very, very bad for us, and we got some nice little odds if you delayed your bet for 3 or 4 weeks. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please, until we meet again, and that's one thing, don't we? Please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.